What's up, you guys? It's Blazinn, Mami. So, being that I dedicated a whole month to hip hop culture and the influence of it, I even made a whole mini reel on it. I do want to dive in a little bit. I only have 5 days to the month, so we are going to talk a little bit about pop culture and the influence of that and what pop culture truly, pop music, pop culture, what it means to me. So yeah, I created basically a little list of artists that pretty much inspired my entire youth when it was created. So when it started, let's think back, right? If R&B started first, and that was in the 1940s, and then came pop music, which was in the 1950s, and then hip hop really blew, came through and was like, nah, I'm here. That was more in the 60s or 70s. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's kind of hard to just put pop into one category because it has a little bit of everything. To me, what pop music means, it is a little bit of everything. It's a little bit of jazz, it's a little bit of R&B, it is a little bit of hip hop. All of this was really taking off. It boomed in the early 40s, 50s, 60s, but then it really took off in the late 90s and the early 2000s, right? So wow, what a great honor it is to have that childhood and to have these artists that I pretty much can say wow, these people changed my life. They shaped me, they inspired me, they motivated me. When I was feeling sad, they uplifted me, they made me happy. And I'm going to share the list of artists with you guys. It all started with, I want to say it all genuinely started with more of the classic pop and rock-ish, which, let me just grab the list. To me, it was more obviously Madonna. So artists like Madonna, artists like Spice Girls, artists like Alanis Morissette, and then going more into pop like Backstreet Boys. Back then, we didn't have iPhones. We didn't have we couldn't listen to music if it wasn't on a cassette or a CD or pre-recorded from, I don't know, from fucking MTV, TRL, or from BET late nights. You had to pre-record things. It wasn't on an iPhone, on a digital file, right? Because that didn't exist back then. Oh my God, I feel so old. And then R&B really took hold of me with Alicia Keys, with TLC, with Aaliyah, with Sade. Those are the artists right there I could say hands down influenced my inspiration to want to even be in music. Growing up, when I was 8, 9, 10, we even made little backyard talent shows where me and my siblings would basically assign ourselves a band member. So I would be either Sporty Spice or I would be Baby Spice. From songs from Backstreet Boys, NSYNC. One of my low-key all-time favorite bands when it comes to pop and rock was, I don't know if y'all know this about me, Limp Bizkit, Linkin Park, even Avril Lavigne. I had my definitely emo era for sure. And I could sit here and say all these names, but what does that truly mean? What does that mean to me? What it means to me is when you can listen to a song and years later, and it automatically brings you back to that place, to that sound, to that feeling. When a sound can bring you back to a memory, to even a scent, to a smell, to a vibe, to an emotion, that to me is deep. That means the artistry and the creativity behind the song did its job. So when I say these artists, it's because their music impacted me, and that's what pop culture means to me. Hands down, nobody did it like they did it back in the early 90s, like Backstreet Boys. These were all records that I made it a purposeful goal to go out to FYE, Sam Goody, any mom and pop shop up in the city. If I was traveling to the city with my family, I made it a point to go and purchase them, whether it was on a cassette or if the CDs existed, whether it was on a CD. I made it a point to go purchase it. Backstreet Boys, when they came out with Millennials, Aaliyah, 1 in a Million, TLC, when they came out with No Scrubs. These are all CDs and records and cassettes that I made it a point to go out and purchase because that sound was just unimaginable. It was just, you could not duplicate that sound. All you could do is just appreciate it. Just think about, let's use Alanis Morissette as an example, because so many people, you mention her and they'll be like, huh? Especially from the new gen. Who are you talking about? They would never know what this means to them. It's like rain on your wedding day, a free ride when you're already late, some good advice that you just didn't take. They're gonna look at you like, what? But it's such a flow, it's so catchy, she's so talented. She's a queen for that. All right. TLC, No Scrubs. Scrub is a guy that thinks he's fly and is also known as a buster. Bro, these are sounds that growing up as a kid, I couldn't help but want to constantly listen to it, constantly be inspired by it, want to create something close to it. close to it, even if it's like just a lyric to a song that I wrote. Like, such an inspirational time. And that is what pop culture means to me. Have such a deep, immersed love and appreciation for that genre, that era, that pop culture influence. And I can't say that everyone can relate, because the people from my time, we're one of a kind. We're cut from a different cloth. We're like a different breed. The newer artists like Post Malone, like Doja Cat, like Doechii. Those newer artists that my daughter listens to, I really don't know all their names because you already know I'm old school. But they understood the assignment. And pop culture has such a heavy influence, especially 80s, 90s pop and early 2000s, that when you have like my 14-year-old understanding the assignment, you just can't help but feel so like fulfilling and like rewarding to know that that's how pop culture shaped me. That's how pop culture influenced me. That's how we moving because of pop culture. So yeah, that pretty much sums up my review, my influence, my review on pop culture. I hope you guys enjoyed.